Good morning 3K. So this is the first of our online lessons for English. We're going to look at writing a persuasive letter. But first of all, we're going to look at how donkeys are used in Greece. Have a look at this picture. What does it make you think about how tourists use donkeys? Look at the steep steps. Look at the size of the donkeys. And look at the size of the people on the donkeys. So, what I'd like you to do for today's lesson is to watch the clip that's on the Donkey Sanctuary website. It's called Walk a Day in Their Hooves. I've put the link on the slide for you. When you've done that, there's also some information after this slide to do with donkeys working in Greece. So I'll read the next slide for you, but please make sure that you make notes from the clip using the bubble. And I've put a bubble template on slide number 6 for you, so you can have a go with that there. I've modelled the first little bit of notes on that bubble, so have a look at that. You might want to watch the clip a few times. It's only about 2 minutes long, and then read the information that's on slide 4. So you should have already watched the clip on the Donkey Sanctuary website called A Day in Their Hooves. This slide is all about the written information, so I'm going to read it for you. Donkeys have been used to ferry human cargo up Santorini's notoriously steep steps for generations. But holidaymakers are being urged to think twice before riding mules on the Greek island, after some of the animals were found to have spinal injuries and saddle sores. Welfare groups have partly blamed overweight tourists for the travels of the Santorini donkeys, which are often overburdened and typically spend long days in the sun with little access to shade or water. In a bid to improve conditions for the animals, the Donkey Sanctuary, a UK-based charity, has launched a new campaign called In Their Hooves, which urges visitors to rethink whether or not they accept rides on the beasts of burden. The campaign is being supported by Cruise Lines International Association, CLIA, whose members disgorge as many as 17,000 passengers onto the island every day during summer. More than 2/3 of European cruise companies docking at Santorini are members of the CLIA. Their passengers will be shown an animated video encouraging them not to accept rides on donkeys that show signs of injury, are overburdened, don't have access to water, and whose owners appear to be mistreating them. Now, there are lots of bits of information in that text there. Let's have a look at some of the words. What do you think the word urged means? So if you've got a dictionary, see if you can use it to what you think the word urged means. The next word I want you to have a look at is the word mistreating. What do you think mistreating means? I'm going to read this slide to you now. It's a continuation of the previous slide, so keep on making those notes in your bubble map. We hope visitors to Santorini are able to make informed decisions about the welfare of working equines they will see there, and Barbara Massey, the Donkey Sanctuary's Regional Director for Europe. We will continue to work with the municipality providing training to equine health service providers and also the animal owners, all of whom are critical to improving the working conditions and practices on the island. Let's look at that word equine. What does equine mean, do you think? If you have a dictionary, see if you can find out. I'll continue reading. According to CLIA, a number of cruise passengers have raised the alarm about the conditions of Santorini's donkeys. There's that picture there that I first showed you at the beginning of this lesson too. Again, look at the donkeys. Look at what they're having to do, the load that they're having to carry. Look at where their heads are bowed. Look at the type of people that are using these donkeys. Are they able-bodied? Could they be walking those steps themselves rather than using a donkey? Think about what that picture means for you and the images that are there. So to continue with the reading. Over recent years, we have had several complaints from cruise passengers about the way donkeys are being treated on islands such as Santorini. For example, where rides are offered on donkeys and mules, they have been tethered for hours on end in the hot sun, unable to access water, said Tony Broadley, Secretary-General at CLIA Europe. We fully support the donkey sanctuaries in their Hooves campaign and hope it will go some way to reassure our passengers that we care about animal welfare in destinations on our members' cruises. So, after watching the clip on the Donkey Sanctuary website and then after reading the information that I gave you on the previous slides, this is the bubble map I was talking about. In the centre, it says donkeys in Greece, and there are some blue lines coming away from that circle. I've modelled the first bit of information for you, and remember, this is note-taking. We're not writing in full sentences. We just want the most important notes. So I've put weather is hot, and I've underlined it because that's going to be my subtitle, if you like. And underneath there I've written no shade, no water, no rest, no shelter. And then at the end of some of the other blue lines, I've put words like illness and underlined it, vet and underlined it, and tourists and underlined it. I want you to make some notes under those headings of illness, vet and tourists from the information that I've read to you and also from the clip. There are some spare lines as well, so you might want to write some more information that you think's really important too. But please remember, we're just writing notes. These notes are going to help us in our next lesson, so you need to make sure that you've done it. So I'll see you tomorrow for lesson 2. Happy planning! Bye!